Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
The Christmas season seems to bring us many things that elicit emotions within our heart. There's nothing more beautiful than listening to the songs and the sounds of the holiday. One of the songs that transcends time has been the song, O Holy Night. And even though this song has been a song that we have sung many times, we've heard many different renditions of, very few people recognize or realize the history of this song, the significance of the history, and how this song specifically has launched a technological revolution that changes the way we communicate and the way that we listen to music. In 1847, the town priest of a little French town knew that he had to come up with something special for Christmas Eve service. He approached a man that he had known from his youth, and this man was a commissioner of wines and a poet in this tiny little French town. And he approached the poet and he asked him to pen a poem that would be able to be recited to depict the story of Jesus coming into this world. This poet went back to his history of growing up as a child in the Catholic Church, and he knew that this poem had to be religious in nature, so he went back to the Gospel of Luke, and he reread the story of Jesus coming to this world. And it was through the retelling of Dr. Luke's writings that this poet penned the words of a song that we sing today.
Weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn.
On a long dusty ride to Paris, in the back of a stagecoach, this poet penned the words to this beautiful song, O Holy Night. When he arrived in Paris, he knew that this poem would not be complete without music being played behind it. He himself wasn't a composer, but he knew exactly who to turn to. One of his best friends was a Jewish composer who himself was not a believer in the Christmas story. But when his friend, the Jewish composer, read the lyrics to this poem, even though this poem was about a man he didn't refer to as Savior, or about a holiday he himself didn't celebrate, the words of the song touched him dearly, and he knew exactly what music should go along with the song. It was this Jewish composer that first put music to the words, O Holy Night. 3 weeks later, the song O Holy Night was first sung at midnight mass on Christmas Eve. The song became an immediate hit. People all over started singing O Holy Night. And the French poet knew that he had to keep the identity of the Jewish composer a secret. Years later, the French poet had left the Catholic Church and joined the socialist movement. The Catholic Church became aware that the song was composed by a Jewish man, and it immediately banned the song from being sung all over France. But it was too late. Families all over were spreading the words to O Holy Night.
For the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease.
A short time later, a man named John Sullivan Dwight was a graduate of Harvard Divinity School, and he became a Unitarian minister. You see, he would research songs from all over the world, and musicians all over the Northeast would eagerly anticipate the songs that he would introduce to them so that they could play it at church services. And yet it was in his research that he came across this song, O Holy Night, that years before had been banned by the Catholic Church. It was the lyrics of this song that really touched his heart. He identified himself as a dedicated abolitionist and refused to accept slavery as an option for people in America. It was the lyrics of this song when saying that truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. a 33-year-old college professor and former chief chemist for Thomas Edison, came across his 59-year-old song, O Holy Night. You see, on Christmas Eve, 1906, for the first time ever, a man's voice was broadcast over radio waves. And he picked up his Bible and he read the words of Luke chapter 2. And after he read the story of Jesus coming to this world, he picked up his violin and he played the song, O Holy Night.
Oh, night divine.
So when you hear this song this Christmas, I want you to think about this. The song was requested by a French priest. The words were written by a drunk poet who ended up leaving the church. The music that we hear was written by a Jewish composer who doesn't believe the story nor celebrate the holiday. It was brought to America by a Unitarian pastor to expose the gospel's view on modern-day slavery. It was the first song ever broadcast over radio waves. Only God can use a song that depicts the night that changed the course of history to accomplish all of this. This Christmas, I pray that you experience a holy night. Merry Christmas.